Hey guys, Bolt here. So originally I was gonna make a Deadpool slash Wolverine mutant thing, but it's only 5 minutes, and I'm not gonna do that to people. Um, but anyways, the topic for today is Fairly Odd Parents. Apparently, there's a new season. I went to go watch a little bit of it. Feels like the classic series and a little bit better than the later seasons. But A New Wish seems like going into a good direction. I don't know if we're going to be keeping it, but the question for today is what timeline or what future of Fairly Odd Parents are we currently in? So I think there's more than the ones I'm thinking of, but they're quickly rewritten because Timmy decided not to push his way into being a dictator, or hey, this person needs to fall in love with me. There are several little things that throughout the original show that he would have ended up as an adventurer or a huge businessman, and all it takes is him to do a few wishes at that point to make it happen. But there's only about 4 actually big ones, and I'm gonna go from the least to the most. Probably so. This one, not what we're in. What this is the timeline we're not in. To this is the timeline we're most likely in. And I'm straight up just gonna say the Fairly Odder Show, the crappy live action show that we got recently that got canceled. I think within its first season. Basically, it's just Timmy grows up like normal, but he keeps Cosmo and Wanda until he goes out for college, and he's forced to hand them away, which in the show is like, hey, cousins, you want my Fairly Odd Parents just so, they stay within the family, which completely breaks the rules from the series where you don't get to assign them. The, determination of just what kid really needs them at that time and place, where he just assigns them to his own cousins just so he knows where they are. I don't like this timeline. They want to sweep this series under the rug. I doubt they're going to do anything with this, and they're going to try to forget about it. Not to mention, in that timeline, Vicky is in love with Crocker weirdly, and we've already seen the cameos of those characters, and they're not together, or Vicky didn't say anything to Crocker, so that's not what we're talking about. See, next one is... Oh yeah, the Secret Wish. This was a very crummy late season timeline where basically, hey, Timmy decided to make a wish that, hey, I'd like everyone to stay 50 years old. He made a wish to everyone to stay the same age. That way he never loses his fairy godparents. And it stays like that for 50 years. And then finally, on his 1,000,000th wish, they're like, what you doing? Why are you using these wishes so much? And they look into it, find out that he's made this secret wish that not even his Fairly Odd Parents know about, and it's apparently making it to where literally no one can age. And Father Time basically says, all right, we're just going to make you the same age. And then eventually they just, I think in the same episode, they're like, yeah, let's make you back to before that wish was made and just make it to where you had never made it. And I believe, the timeline that would be continuing on, while I think the event happened, I don't think the end result is where we are. I think we took that episode and used it for the continuity of this new timeline. Just say, hey, we don't want to make any more witches like this. From now on, if there's any time to be a part of this, we will include Father Time in it from now on. The next one would be Grow Up Timmy Turner. Basically, just like Fairly Odder, Timmy never grows up or, has any better situation. So Drake Bell, which I know what he's done in the more recent years, but like all his movies, Drake and Josh, there was, I think The Hornet was the one superhero film he was in. But him in these movies, I know a lot of people didn't care for the Grow Up Timmy Turner series, but it was just like, it was nice seeing everything kind of wrap up, and just Timmy is the only one who needed a lot of character development. But sadly, I think this one isn't, well, like everything else that happens in those movies feels like it isn't in this new one, but it feels weird that ending where Timmy quote unquote dies but gets revived into a Fairly Odd Parent, well, a fairy, it feels like that could be something you could do, but I think just because, only reason I'm going to say we're not going to continue on this, because while I feel like the movies do kind of fit what we're trying to do with A New Wish, I don't think they're going to want to bring in the fact that Drake Bell's movies are attached to this. So they may, like, remake how he became a fairy, or just he made a wish before he could lose the Fairly Odd Parents to make it to where he would remember and spend time with them. And then just to quickly remember the dark timeline we got from Channel Chasers, that's not happening because we don't see a dictatorship by Fiki at this point. But the one that it sounds like we are in is the good timeline from Channel Chasers, where Timmy does grow up, he loses his Fairly Odd Parents, gets his mind erased, and he has kids, most likely with Tootie. I think we are working with a glue of all these other ideas. I believe he did get along with Tootie. He did lose his Fairly Odd Parents at some point so they can be handed to someone else. But I feel like, just like Channel Chasers, he did keep them for a very long time. But eventually, he did get into a spot where he would healthily move on. Because, like, Fairly Odders and Grow Up Timmy Turner, it takes multiple people to tell him, hey, you're living in the past, you need to grow up. But it's just like, I believe the amount of time it took for Timmy to get to this point could be taken. The Tootie being together with Tootie, that's understandable. I think, let's see here. I think the Channel Chasers ending where she does get like robotic babysitters would be completely possible. I think Fairly Odder is the only one that's not going to have some kind of like basis on it. Like we've already seen that Secret Wish has been mentioned. Like that wish has been like alluded to. So I think that Secret Wish basically had made the rules have to be redid to make sure Timmy's wishes can never happen again. I believe like Grow Up Timmy Turner, the way it takes for him to grow up by him with other people's help, I believe that needed to be put in. And then I think Channel Chasers as an end point to like the end game, I think that's where it is. So Secret Wish to make the rules change. Grow Up Timmy Turner to kind of explain why it took so long for them to Cosmo wanted to have a different godchild, and then um, channel chasers to explain the nowadays, because we didn't see AJ and Chester like we did in the Dark Timeline, because now we're seeing an AJ in the New Wish. But anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.